Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. Last time we had a little journey into the catacombs. We got beat badly in the end. So we will return to that at a later time. But we will, I promise you all. And then afterwards we got the quest for that, as it usually is, doing everything backwards. But for now, let's leave the Temple of Barath and explore the temple area of the town a little bit more. We still have, I think, the Temple of Magran to look at. Guard, High Priest, Hearty, Forsaken Cat. Yes, please. We need all the pets. That is the main quest of the game. Collecting all pets. Some grog and milk, that is good. Oh, that is stealing. Who's he? Rice wine, okay. Let's talk to this guy. The Magranite priest has the build of a boulder. His thick-set frame stretches his fine robes at the seams. He regards you with a steady, calm gaze, nodding in greeting.
Be welcome. We gather to honor the goddess, for we must earn the strength to endure the darkest of life's battles.
Magran and I are not on the best terms.
Do you believe so? It is not in might alone that Magran holds influence. There is purpose, conviction, achievement. You may honor her in many ways.
So, this is your temple?
Akira, rain and wind is a better teacher than any priest. A fighter accustomed to comfort earns only bruises. Each obstacle is a challenge we must answer. These are whetstones that sharpen us into fine blades.
I didn't expect to see so many foreigners at the temple.
It is an opportunity to learn. What good is a fighter who knows how to defend against a single enemy? If we must one day fight one another, such is Magran's will.
Which way to the palace? The priest blinks. His smile is warm, but there is a little amusement in it.
Follow the path as it climbs the mountain, all the way to the Serpent's Crown. You will see it.
Okay. And I think that wraps up our little sightseeing tour at the Sacred Stairs. So let's...
Supplies! Get your supplies here!
There's another merchant here. Talk to them, I think, or I'm pretty sure. And now...
Incense? Offerings for the temple?
We have to leave. This area really had some interesting... interesting parts. What does that mean? Okay, so can we have multiple ships? Is that what that means? Maybe. So yeah, let's ascend to Serpent's Crown. Our main quest leads us to there anyway. We have to go to the palace and talk about the whole Eothas business, and that he's after Luminous Ardra. Is this person going to talk to me, or is it just random? Just random, okay. So let's have a look here. Kanga Palace, that's where we have to go. Takano's estate. Oh, that is, I think, where we have to steal the Ocarina of Waves. Una's luxuries, Muhai's estate, and Lady Aspero's estate. So before I go to the palace, I want to take a quick look around. Looks quite nice here, considering that people are starving left and right the other places, but hey, who am I to judge, right? No. Did not arrive on the Defiant. Thank you very much. Which, I mean, I probably can't just steal it, and but maybe if it's an easy snatch, maybe we can quickly grab that thing. Depending on where it is. Ooh. There's Takano. Hello! An older Mataru man stands ringed by younger Huana, apprentices or pupils, it seems. His robes shimmer with quartz beading, and his perfume announces his presence from across the room. Yet beneath his finery, he looks like a fighter gone to seed. Disused muscles flop from his arms, and flap pats him like so many layers of silk. Oops. He looks up and notices you.
Greetings, and welcome to my home.
He gestures to the lavish room, puffing his broad chest out a little more.
For what do you come to my villa?
Beaming, he spreads his arms wide.
Is he going to do this every time?
I mean, I don't know. Read Takano's soul? Ooh. Your essence slips from your body, and Takano's soul unfolds yours like a warm, oily thing. As his fears and questions seep into you, your perspective shifts to his. At first you worried this pale elf before you had been sent by the valiant debt collector. It would be a low trick, taking advantage of your famous hospitality, but then those valiants are crafty. Perhaps if your villa were bigger, then they might know you are a man worthy of respect. At least you have the shell. You tuck it away not only for safekeeping, but also because you are a little ashamed of it. How could such a simply ugly thing be sacred to a god? But it was a gift from the queen, and you keep it. Your gaze strays to the wall. Yes, you must knock down the sections there, install a wide ground window. Once you have the money. Okay. So he's pretty concerned about his reputation and about money.
The Cornet of Waves. It is a conch shell, but very important. To receive it is the highest honor.
He nods vigorously, jiggling the loose flesh of his neck. He sounds like he's trying to convince himself more than you.
The Queen gave it to me as thanks for my years of service. I was her personal bodyguard when she was a child, you know.
He pulls his hands over his considerable paunch. Why is the Cornet of Waves so special?
Because it is sacred to the goddess Andra. Everyone knows it is a privilege to have.
He clasps his interlaced fingers together, his knuckles glowing white. He glances toward his apprentices.
Akira Takano. Everyone knows it is a sign of favor.
She snaps to her response as sudden and automatic as though Takano had just given her an order. Such an artifact are often imbued with powerful spells. Take care when handling it. Andra is the goddess of loss. Legends say she calls missing things to her with the music of the conch. Yeah, let's do that.
Then I must hope she calls nothing back from me.
His booming laugh has a nervous edge as he glances around his fine home.
Generations ago, there was a similar shell, When the old city sank, Andra's faithful gathered around that cornet and prayed for deliverance.
He leans closer, a storyteller's grin spreading across his face. An ominous sing-song creeps into his voice. Yeah, we heard about the second cornet as
But
well.
Andra is not a goddess of mercies. Instead of lifting them from the ruin, she pulled them down with the shell and said they would rise when it did.
Okay. He chuckles and leans back, clasping his hands over his generous midsection.
That is the story, anyway. Macabre, no?
Can we...
Because it is
A
sick.
carrot to come.
What about the other options? Such an artifact are often imbued with powerful spells.
I keep it locked away, to see and not to touch, Ikera. But your words are good warning.
Okay, he glances around nervously.
Generations ago, there was a similar ship.
Yeah.
But Andra is... That is the story, anyway.
I do need the
Macabre,
Cornet of
no?
Waves.
But it was a gift from the Queen. It is unusual for a man of my standing to give such a thing away.
I shouldn't say this, but I'm on a mission from the palace. A symbol as important as the Cornet would help.
Truly?
He leans in, his eyes wide and eager. Hands on his hips, Seraphim grins.
I dearly miss palace gossip. Come, what is it about?
What's the Vahaki? Okay. Oh yeah. I would tell you, but I mean, I swore in secrecy. You remember what that's like.
Not to worry. I learned to keep many secrets in my years guarding the Queen.
He gives you a sly nod.
Take it, with my blessing.
Nice. He presents you with a large, lustrous conch shell. The surface is inscribed with symbols, and the tip is fitted with a silver mouthpiece. Nice. I did not expect that we would be able to do that. But I guess we played our cards very well. Have a nice day, you idiot. Okay, so we can return to Dario, who asked for that. That's pretty good. Nice. Again, I did not expect it to be that easy, but on the other hand, we have pretty good skills for those kind of situations. So yeah, that worked out well. I like that it can work out that well when you have the right set of skills. Okay, let's look around. We'll have a look at the other estates. There was in the first area we were in, there were some as well. But we will spend a lot of time in this game, so there's no rush. And I do plan on exploring it closely. Let's see.
Do you seek companionship on your travels across the Deadfire? Why not take a little friend along? We have many animals on offer, all well-trained and eager for a new home.
An animal? What?
Akira, you are sure to find one that suits you.
Animal? Merchant? Nebula? What's that? 5% chance to cast Withdraw and recall Agony on owner when attacking while near death. Rare Dan? The little piggy? Great. That's pretty good. Ginger L. Ezri, Pumpkin Eater. Intellect. Gizmo. Socrates. What is our current cat doing? Or pet doing, I should say. Oh, Posy. Didn't even look at the Fire keyword power spells. Okay, okay. Freya. Intellect. Resolve. Pancake. That's the best merchant ever. Catherine von Killian the cat. +1 intellect for everyone. Okay. Ginger Demon. Bubble the cat. And I like that they actually have useful effects, but at the same time not overpowered effects. Kind of like Rare Dan, but I do like... I want to know what this is. It looks like a specter like gargoyle kind of thing. Nebulous Blessing. On common error will periodically grant any one character an inspiration. While you are near death and being attacked, Nebula also has a small chance to cast Withdraw or Recall Agony. Isolates a single target with a protect. Oh, that is amazing. Yeah, let's get that. And we will probably buy the rest of them at some point as well. But for now, I have to restrain from that. We can't just spend all our money on pets, but I can sure try. Okay, now we have the... Look at that. Oh, isn't that adorable? A flying mole rat. This is the best game. What's up down there? Oh, it's upper floor and lower floor. Well, so let's see. Oh, there's another cat, and need to collect it. Just have to remind myself. Our pet collection grows. One a diplomat, water shaper, Barati.
He pays coin to feed the great eel. He smells one touched by the great eel, does Barati.
A sizable Amoy tilts his head up and looks down his nose at you, flaring his nostrils with hungry interest.
You are a woman who sits across a fire with death. Akira?
The Pallid Knight and I are on familiar terms, yes. He nods, clasping his hands with quiet delight.
For glutting mighty Tangaloa and hurling foes into their next life, Barati can offer payment. Coins for feeding hungry gods. Akira?
You collect bounties, Akira. More bounties always good.
Those who appease the great eel. This is Barati's cause. May the beasts of the dreaming lands never know famine.
Barati inkles his head and touches his brow, holding the pose with deep reverence. What bounties do you have available?
Tangaloa rolls a hungry eye toward Dichila, a Valian captain who scouts for luminous Adra in sacred lands.
Barati squeezes his chest. Oh, I've already I did?
With joy, not hunger, does the great eel lash its mighty tail. Dichila has sated the beast for now.
I can't remember that. I don't remember that. Where did I do that? We'll have to look at what that was.
The jaws of Tangaloa gnash about a Rawatayan captain named Ohiro.
Okay.
His cannon fire echoes in the ears of slumbering gods. The beast cries out for a more restful Deadfire.
I'll take the bounty.
You chose wisely. Ohiro sails the junk Stone Anchor, south of the Kua-o-Rikuhu island chain due east of Nikitaka. The gods will thank you for quieter seas.
Some
Ask,
questions?
but do not keep the great
Nothing else. Okay. I want to see what this... Where's my bounty? Bounty. No. Where? Skeleton crew. Oh, we have different bounty to Sheila. Where was that? I don't know. Well, I mean, good thing that we killed so many people, right?
You songwriters need a guild if you hope to learn discipline.
Not so. We speak in the tongue of Ngati and Amira. Your pretty dances may upset the public, but we command the wind
Princess
and sky.
chambers, queen's
Hey,
chamber.
I have missed our little talks.
Hey, can we enter here without getting stabbed to death? Ooh. 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 Let's I mean, I'm not one for safe scumming, but I do wanna kinda steal from the prince.
What's over there?
Oh no, our pet opened the door. Don't do that. Exceptional large shield. Wanna colors. Guard help, okay. Ooh, a fine warhammer. Stormspeaker's warning. My prince, I have warned Kamauka against calling rain over the outsider forts, but still she delights in rusting their weapons and muddying their soul, which tells me that someone must have put her up to this trickery. Someone she trusts. She admires you, my prince, but I say that she is a storm you cannot control. Onekaza will not thank you for prodding the eel's den. You have given enough faith to trickster Ngati now that Amira's example and await the hatching of the egg. The turbulent skies speak of change and upheaval. I say let them come, but save your strength for the day the skies open. I have recommended that Kamauka seek you out. There is a place for her in the fleet if you find yourself in need of Amira's sharpened beak. For the Isles, Stormspeaker Baudo. Okay. All that, and
I'll handle this.
well, I mean, Mr. Guard, you really should be careful. There are thieves in town, I heard. Mr. Guardman, sir. Kanga Palace rooftop. Kind of want to go. Let's explore a little bit before we go to the main spots. Not sure if the queen will be actually in her chamber. I would assume she's more like in her throne room for us to talk to, but I don't know. Let's explore. What is that? More modes of light start through the winding streams of water, like schools of fish. Huh. Master Water Shaper. Oh, the Storm Speaker. That's quite nice. I mean, that's quite the rooftop place to stay. Beyond the city gates lies vast stretches of farmland, interrupted here and there by encroaching jungle. That looks pretty nice. Can't deny that. That's how we get here. Prissy got another cat. So who are you? You find a young man with long blonde hair drawn back in a simple club. His clothes are spare but well tailored, and his armor, a fine brigandine in blue and silver, is polished to a shine. He leans casually to one side, a clean hand on his hip and sighs, bored. His eyes light up when he sees you.
Hello there! Come to have a word? I don't bite, I promise. Yes?
Tell me about yourself.
Gladly, my friend. Gladly. And how kind of you to ask.
He clears her throat with a theatrical wave of his hand.
I am the youngest son of a noble house. Now, don't make that face. Poor, desperate fool, you must be thinking. Well, waste not your sympathies on me. Truly, I consider it a boon rather than a punishment. All the comfort and none of the responsibility. What's not to like about that?
What are you doing in the Deadfire, then?
What else brings faraway travelers to the archipelago? Adventure. I've nursed a great love for heroic tales since my boyhood. As I was loafing about my father's estate, I thought, well, Gervard, isn't it time you made a name for yourself as well? So here I am. And though I dare say I'm little use in a fistfight, I can do a fair bit of magic and draw a lovely map. So I've taken to charting the interior wilderness of the Deadfire's larger islands.
That sounds dangerous in its own right.
Ah, but it's worth it for the stories I'll one day have to tell. But truly, if I could only inspire others as I myself have been inspired by those old tales, why, it would be marvelous. Anyway, enough of my prattling. Surely you've other things to do.
Can you teach me what you've learned on your adventures?
Oh, it would be my absolute pleasure. For a price, of course. 3,000 copper?
History and Arcana. I mean, I think later on, since I saw some of the prices for the items, I guess later 3,000 copper won't be so bad. And for a point in History and Arcana, that's not too shabby. But right now I don't have that much money.
I'll be here if you change your mind.
I mean, I would have enough to pay him, but not necessarily much else. So I'll keep my money for now, but also keeping in mind that he's here. So if we come to a good chunk of money, I might... Oh, okay, here. Ah, okay. Let's go back down. Lots of things to return to, but I mean, that's how those games work, right? Okay. Let's see if we can also steal from the queen. Apparently that's what we do. Okay, she has some stuff there. Oh. Hello, would you mind if we enter? No? Come in here.
I'll handle this.
Nope. Okay.
My eyes are yours.
Ooh.
My fingers be fat and furry, easy breezy, wet and sleazy.
Potion of Iron Skin. Nice. Thank you. Antidote, also nice. What do we have here? A fine rope. A wand. Let's see if the rope is any good for us. 4 plus armor rating is 5. And no penalty on our recovery. I mean, why not? Let's do it. Okay. So we stole from both the prince and the queen. We're on a roll. Okay. Let's go down. Okay.
While I am flattered by the esteemed Hazanui's confidence, I must wonder how my people are meant to have destroyed an entire colony overnight.
The valiant dignitary aims a withering look across the aisle. A middle-aged woman with a square jaw and tar-stained teeth meets it.
You tell us. It's no coincidence that your outpost at Port Mage survived the recent storm.
Oh, so that is the Hazanui. She pulls a slender pipe from her pocket, but a look from the queen's attendants, she puts it away.
You speak as if I could command the tides. While you are casting your blame in a wide net, why not look to our Kahanga allies? We do not share their talent for shaping water.
A sizable Amoa standing by the throne takes a bold step forward and flares his nostrils at the assembled dignitaries. A hush falls over the room.
I say our guest forgets himself.
He clears his throat and sweeps his gaze from Nero to the rest of the room.
Brother, stand down.
Up to this point, the queen has studied the proceedings with an even expression. She half rises from her throne as she fixates on Prince Arihi.
You are the one who mistakes my throne room for a sparring arena. I say this is beneath us.
As Ari lowers his head, the queen slowly enters her gaze on you and leaves it there.
An interesting visitor in difficult times. You cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen.
Her mouth doesn't move. Onikaza's voice comes to you like an insistent memory nestled among the surface. Be here to deliver a favorable omen. Let's shrug.
Akira, I will take uncertainty over many alternatives.
Onikaza nods.
Allow me to apologize as I toss you before the wolves.
Though she turns to the dignitaries, you still feel her attention on you.
This one is a watcher blessed by Tangaloa. I suspect that many of our questions about Hasongo will soon be answered.
The queen's voice fills the expansive room, leaving you with a hushed silence to fill. If it pleases the court, I've journeyed from a crippled Port Mage.
I know this one. Her parlor tricks frightened 10 years of every sailor in Queen's Berth.
Raising her hand for silence, Onikaza looks to her brother. He approaches, and they exchange a few words too quietly to hear. She lifts her gaze to you once more.
We assembled to discuss the darkening of Hasongo, one of Rawatai's colonies. Watcher, it seems you have the floor.
It's possible that Eothas only paused at Hasongo on his way to parts unknown. We must do something before Eothas trampled yet another settlement. Port Mage suffered similar damage when Eothas passed through.
What sailor's tale is this?
There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late.
Good point, Adair.
Does tilling the soils of the Eastern Reach drive all men mad? You sound as crazy as the Dawnstar Dreamers.
She looks at Adair the way one would look at an especially rabid but fascinating animal.
Have you not heard the rumors, Karu? An Adra Colossus marching across the sea. Sailor tales, but credible ones.
Nero crosses his arms, looking distinctly uncomfortable.
Gantanichese. I'm acquainted with the Watcher of Cadnua from my assignments in Defiance Bay and Twin Elms.
Okay. Pelagina? So maybe you can tell me what her story was from the first Pillars of Eternity, since I haven't finished that. I don't remember her.
Diverus? It explains the colorful nature of your reports.
I have seen things with her that are not even told in the most outlandish of sailors' tales.
And I'm supposed to take 2 Valians at their word?
She gestures between Nero and Pelagina.
How came a watcher from half the world away to be involved in these happenings? Enlighten the court.
Yeah, maybe we don't throw Barath in the mix here. Yeah, Ethos emerged from beneath Cadnua, my castle. He made this personal. Silence descends on the hall. Courtiers and delegates eye one another, seemingly gauging which of them will be first to laugh. A stern look from Queen Onakaza turns every questioning glance to stone.
Tracking down a god who stands as tall as a mountain. A fisherman with poor eyesight could do this. My priests will trip over their feet to interpret his divine plan. Watcher, can you cut through the din and tell for what he comes to the Deadfire?
Whatever Ethos is here to accomplish, I get the truth of it. I mean, yes, I plan on using other pillars to track and ultimately confront Ethos.
How resourceful of you. The Isles are studded with enough luminous Adra to bankroll an economy.
She turns a quiet glance in Nero's direction.
I believe our course is clear. We will send the Watcher to Hisongo.
Onakaza spreads her hands, calmly assured of her reasoning.
Set sail to the west of Nekataka. I would tell you to keep a weather eye out for a lighthouse, but the God of Light did not appreciate competition. Something to add, Hazanui? You have an eager look about you. She believes herself entitled to my ear, I say.
Onakaza's gaze wanders back to you, only briefly.
Only that Hisongo is a Rauatayan outpost. It would be useful for the Watcher to take one of ours along.
Okay. She inclines her chin, inkles her chin at another woman standing nearby.
Ma'am.
Maya. A composed Amon stands at attention, her furrowed brow cleaving down otherwise warm features by her feet. A colorful bird preens itself without concern.
Maya's an expert sailor and a better sharpshooter. The best the Brass Citadel has to offer.
She looks at you in the eyes and gives you a slow nod.
Whatever comes your way, she'll see it first.
If it gets me and Ashiza out of diplomat duty, we'd set sail with a drunk scolder at the helm.
Maya sighs with resignation and nudges her bird affectionately with her toe.
And shut us out entirely? We have every right to know of any hazards in these waters. Pelagina, go with the Watcher. See that the Republics are served in this investigation.
He returns to the godlike warrior standing off to the side.
Ah, Your Excellency. Hamed Kong Swalias.
Pelagina's golden eyes flash in your direction, but her face betrays no hint of emotion.
That will be enough parading of champions for now. I'm certain that our guest knows how to assemble a crew.
I'll take Maya. Always good to have a rifle on her hand. Pelagina will welcome aboard. Your sword is needed. Can I take both? I need all the help I can get. I mean, try it.
Akira, if you can stand the chattering of unlike minds on your ship, that is your prerogative.
Onakaza blinks with amusement as she takes note of the look that Maya and Pelagina exchange.
Good thing I'm already accustomed to cramped quarters and temperamental birds.
She winks at Pelagina. Seraphim eyes close as he nods along.
We both have our orders. I have no interest in interfering with you as long as you do not interfere.
I think it makes sense
me.
to take both. I mean, they both can offer perspective, and having more people as help never hurts.
I believe we are finished here. Aruihi?
Queen Onakaza rises from her throne, and the surrounding guards stand at immediate attention.
Aren't we popular? Take care at Hisongo. The Deadfire was overfull before Aethys blundered in.
Onikaza nods to you as she adjourns.
And take care with your trading company spies.
She glances at Maya and Pelagina.
I say it is beyond time our guests lick their wounds somewhere else.
He banishes the foreign dignitaries with a swift and unmistakably disgusted wave. Okay.
Let's speak.
Okay. Choose the single class or multi-class. Ranger, Scout, or Geomancer. Let's take her as a straight-up Ranger. Choose the single class or multi-class. This companion, Paladin, Crusader, Herald, Paladin. Now, we can only have 5 and so many people available. I guess Aloth will have to wait a little bit. Let's take Maya for now. Kind of want to have everyone. Let's take both of them. For now. I want to get to know them.
While we have the chance.
Let's have a look at the inventory first. Okay, so she has an arquebus, some grenades, sharpshooter's garb, +1 armor return, -20 reload time. This is the traditional uniform of the Rautai Naval Infantry, an elite force of sharpshooters tasked with protecting Rautai ships from boarding parties and enemy gunners. While it offers adequate protection, the armor's true purpose is to allow the wearer sufficient flexibility while navigating a ship's riggings. Maya declined to adorn the uniform with insignia of symbols of her rank, as such trappings often reveal the presence of officers to enemy marksmen. Steel threaded. Okay. I'm just looking at that. Interesting. Okay. What about Pelagina? That is an amazing look, I have to say. Honor Guard breastplate. Pelagina had followed her orders from the Duke's Bells, helping to establish an exclusive trade arrangement between the Valiant Republics and the tribes of Airglen Fath. With the Deerwoodens still weakened by Waitwin's legacy, the Valiant Republics easily pushed their would-be competitors out of the market. The Deerwood suffered as terribly from the lost trades as the Republics benefited from it. Pelagina was honored for her service by being assigned as the personal guard of the Duchess Spireno. Despite her success, she regretted the choices she made along the way. A symbol of her new station, Pelagina was presented with this gleaming breastplate. To wear such a piece of armor was a privilege reserved for those most trusted by the Valiant aristocracy. Okay. She wore a great sword, okay. Interesting. I mean, she definitely can get some health. Sounds like a good tank. Religion and stealth. Or this looks good on her. Okay, let's find a little bit more. Arquebus, sword, unarmed, and war bow. Okay. What about Pelagina? Great sword, pistol, sword, and unarmed. So reputations. Takes a dim view of races, comments, and attitudes. Pro-Valiant Republics. Dislikes religious reverence and piety. Okay. Pro-Godlike. Pelagina dislikes reverence for or admiration of godlike Dutiful, pro-animancy, anti-religious. Animal cruelty. Maya has negative reactions to people who are cruel or callous towards animals. Dutiful, pro-Huana. Maya dislikes and opposes the native Huana of the Deadfire archipelago. Okay. Provincial. Maya finds rural and provincial practices way of life charming and endearing. Pro-Rauatai. So also an interesting mix. Okay. Okay. Do we have anyone to talk here? Prince Ari. Can we talk to him a little bit more?
Your coming is a favorable omen already.
The prince nods and crosses his arms, a self-satisfied smile on his lips. How's that?
You happen by a time when our rivals bicker and tear at each other's throats. It does not take a priest to see how the gods send us an outsider to dig under the skin of our enemies.
Honor to meet you.
Save your manners for my sister. Kohopa fashioned me for the arena, not the court. I will not paddle around the island. My sister wants to know if you are as useful as you are disruptive. She trusts me to judge this.
Okay.
You did not come this far to serve the crown, I say. But sailing is an expensive hobby. Loyal service can keep your galley stocked.
Any problems with loyalty lately?
Nekataka is a city of friends, I say. We exchange so much between districts.
Smile tightens into a hard
Even
line.
my sister's advisors dine at the officers' lounge and indulge at the wild mare.
Ari grimaces and looks away. I take it you prefer friends to remain close.
Here in Serpent's Crown, I can guarantee safety. But cavorting with outsiders, Akira, that is open water.
He opens his palms and sighs.
A helpful warning, Herald of Bereth. From one friend to another.
I could use some extra coin to outfit the Defiant, by the way.
Akira, to patch a hull or stitch a sail is costly when supplies come from distant islands. The city has honest work for those in need, I say, and insists that everyone carry a heavy purse.
What kind of loyal service did you have in mind?
My sister keeps a tight grip on Nekataka, but the filth of it drips down her palm and into the gullet.
He opens his hand for emphasis and wipes it across the shoulder.
You have some knowledge of Nekataka already. They say you have explored the city beneath the city. Under our noses, I say, do foreigners smuggle contraband and pay the Raparu for their silence? How do they avoid the inspectors? Who is responsible? This cannot have gone unseen by all.
Oh, I'm not sure if we should do that, but the Principe are smuggling cargo via the Undercroft.
Undercroft, a darker, more fetid layer of Nekataka, I say.
He cradles his chin in his palm, looking off into the distance.
Onikaza and I are the mind and heart of the city, but the bowels, these we cannot reach. At least Delver's Row is a stable target. The Crown has time to decide the next steps.
What do you plan on doing about Delver's Row?
I learned in the arena never to underestimate an advantage. For now, it is enough that I know where they bring in goods.
For what it's worth, I think Delver's Row should remain untouched.
What say? You hit upon my curiosity. Speak on.
The Raparu are barely in control of their lives as it is. Don't take this away from them.
You are quick to come to their defense, but the Raparu must recall their place in society.
Sighing, the prince weighs your words.
If the black market will expend its resources toward the Raparu, then I say they have bought an uneasy truce. Delver's Row is safe, for now.
Ari glances toward the entrance doubtfully, but shrugs in spite of himself.
Be sure that I do not regret this.
Water shapers were helping the pirates bring in ships.
I had my suspicions, but I had no wish to see them confirmed.
Arui winces and looks away.
When it comes to the dignity of the guild, the crown can compromise nothing. Onikaza will see their leadership disciplined, I say.
Let's say nothing.
Onikaza and I both expect more from the guild, I say. She will not be pleased.
Shakes his hand and sighs. 1,500 copper.
Akira,
Nice.
but at least you returned to me in one piece. You are not the first agent I sent to the gullet, but you are the first to return.
Grins in spite of himself and claps you on the shoulder.
I say I would feel safe anywhere with Rauatai's sharpest weapon in my arsenal.
He ingles his head to Maya.
If you're trying to flatter me, stop taking notes from my brother the poet.
Maya folds her arms and grimaces at Arui.
I cannot say that I desire to send you to worse places than the gullet, but...
But you're going to anyway, are you?
Akira, my apologies. Does the name Ukaizo mean anything to you?
Lost City, if local fables are to be believed.
Fable? No. History, I say.
Okay.
Ukaizo was the home of the Huana before cataclysm and destruction wiped the island from the Deadfire. That is the story. Story or no, I make no secret that we search for Ukaizo.
He studies you, allowing his words to sink in.
I do not share this lightly, I say.
He glances at Maya, his attention lingering.
Please, speak on. If it looks like I'm taking notes, it's because I am.
He winks down at Ishiza.
Should I leave this in the hands of someone I trust instead?
Ari turns to you with a look of warning. Yeah, just get on with it.
Kira, I should hope so.
Ari keeps his gaze firmly fixed on Maya. He is the first to break eye contact and refocus on you.
Our tribes are spread across many isles, but it is Ukaizo which binds us. Ukaizo and the knowledge that we must return. To that end, a local cartographer secured a lead. A breadcrumb to a breadcrumb, I say.
Okay.
I sent an expedition to Matario Kozi, one of the Sanctuary Isles. They were to retrieve evidence of our lost homeland.
Sanctuary Isles?
Return. They were sites where our ancestors grouped in terms of crisis. Constants in changing seas. You have the cartographer Atepo to thank. He wanders the Western Shrine if you would know more.
The prince makes a dismissive wave towards the door. What makes you think that Motare or Kozi contains evidence of Ukaizo?
The Sanctuary Isles give comfort and guidance to sailors on the long journey home. I am hoping the island can remember its purpose and return us to the home we lost.
How has the island remained hidden all this time?
A question for those with years to gather reeds and scribe their thoughts.
Ari smooths back his hair and
It
sighs.
might be that someone or something on the island does not wish to be found.
I see.
In better times than these, I would have been happy to oblige.
Should I expect any resistance?
The trading companies would not have thought to look for Matario Kozi, but now they are vultures to carrion. I do not doubt that our rivals race for the same thing, all while we fall behind. Akira, then you are ready to depart?
I trust you will relay my helpfulness to the Queen.
Naturally, I say. My sister remembers her friends. I remember her enemies. Before you go...
Ari lowers his tone and glances to his left and right.
The expedition. I have reason to believe they will not be returning to Nekataka.
Go on.
We found this at the palace doorstep, cut from the robe of the expedition leader.
He reaches into his pockets and draws forth a wad of red-stained barcloth.
One mystery heaped on another, I say.
He drags his thumb over the cloth and frowns to himself. Who could have sent this?
If you learn in your travels, I hope you will tell me. The crown has grown too accustomed to warnings, I say.
He thumbs the fabric and frowns. Let me see that. I might have... yeah. Nodding, he relinquishes the scrap. A fragment of essence clings to the fabric, like a thread woven too tightly to be unraveled. Trees tower above you, and ropey vines stretch like tentacles across a marshy ruin. It takes all of your strength to trudge through the hip-deep water. You glance over your shoulder, but the woman and man of your company aren't there. Then a shape moves off in the distance. You draw your weapon, feeling now more alone than ever. The vision departs, leaving you with a deep pit in your stomach and the phantom sensation that nothing has gone as it should have. The prince regards you expectantly. Okay. Nature is restless on this island, but I can guess nothing more.
I suspected this, as you say. Take care if you're light on Matario Cozy. My fear is that the island is sanctuary no more.
Sighing, Prince Arui folds the cloth with reverence.
Prepare yourself for a hard voyage northeast of Nekataka. Matario Cozy is nestled in the Kua Rakuhu Islands, in the midst of a landmass that resembles a storm, like the fall of Ukaizo locked in time.
Bites his thumbnail and turns away, lost in thought.
Don't mind me as I take down those coordinates.
Watcher, even if Ukaizo is a myth, Motario Cozy is old enough that it may contain some clue about why Eothas is interested in the Deadfire.
That's a good point.
Hey, Cap, be reminding me to drop anchor at the next brothel we pass. Some things I aim to be giving a try before you go getting us all good and killed.
Yeah, well, you can do that.
Your orders?
Let's talk to her. Let's talk to our new companions.
I know exactly what you're thinking.
Maya folds her arms and clicks her tongue against the roof of her mouth. What's that?
You're asking yourself, how did I let the Royal Deadfire Company plant an informant in my crew?
She chuckles to herself, but there's a note of resignation to it.
My superiors might expect me to report in from time to time, but don't read too much into it. You're not the only big thing happening around here. I'm in this for a lot of information, a little diplomacy, and plenty of target practice.
She opens her palms and shrugs. I mean, at least you're upfront with me.
Better that you hear it from me than someone else, right? The company isn't in the business of reassigning officers outside of the mission unless they've got a damn good reason.
Okay.
And you are a damn good reason. Take the compliment.
What if my actions damage the Royal Deadfire Company?
This whole campaign is a risk-benefit analysis. The Navy knows you're a gamble, and they're factoring in all potential losses.
Maya wipes a line of black powder from her cheek.
Rawatai is here to do some good work, since the Huana can't seem to do it themselves. Maybe just try and stay out of our way.
Yeah, I don't want any drama.
Then I look forward to seeing how long it takes before you find yourself in someone's back pocket. Oh, guess you ought to meet the bird. Ishi is smarter than he looks, but don't expect him to do any tricks.
She nods towards the colorful bird of prey hopping around your ankles.
Ishi, come.
Maya taps her arm with 2 fingers and clicks her tongue again. Let's do it as well. Cocking his head, Ishi turns you with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Maya thumbs her chin, nodding.
Takes practice before he'll listen to you properly, but that's a good start.
Thanks.
Before we get into deeper waters, I've got a question.
Maya clears her throat into her fist.
You've got a ship and a title. Being captain means more than just wearing a big hat. A lot of tough calls to be made.
Pagina holds up her hand, rubbing the tip of her middle finger against her thumb and nodding. Figuring it out as I go, but yes. Didn't exactly choose the life, but I'm trying to make the best out of it. Yeah.
Life at sea. It does have a way of simplifying things down to the bare elements.
Well, it looks like she's ready to say more, but stops
A
herself.
crew can be like family. They can also be like a nest of squalling infants. Let's say your galley cook was fixing to organize the rest of the crew into a mutiny. How would you handle it?
Get ahead of the problem and compromise with the crew. I'd kill her. If she had a better grasp on morale, I'd cede command and we made port. Light a fuse leading to the black power and leap over the railing. Yeah, get ahead of it.
Sort it out as equals. Interesting. Of course, the only right answer is the one that works in a given time and place. I just wanted to hear yours.
Awfully specific question.
Stranger things have happened at sea, believe me. But enough about me. Glad to be aboard, Captain.
Nat takes your arm and gives it a good pump. I had some questions.
I've got some answers.
You're one of Kana's siblings, aren't you?
Sure am. And I heard that you two spent some time together. Funny how the gods toss things together.
Don't remember Kana. Or is that the Bard guy? I'm not sure.
I heard tell that Kana sailed off in search of whatever he didn't find in the Deerwood. They say he lit a fire under the Ranganui to speed up the taming of the Deadfire.
Mara grins at this, planting her hands on her hips and with pride.
You clearly had some sway on his opinions, more than I ever did. Wish you had told Kana to give up on the poetry. He's got no ear for it.
I did my best to help Kana find the meaning he sought.
You kept him alive in any case, while he wandered the lands in search of stories.
Maya huffs, shaking her head.
I do with bullets what Kana did with words. Just in case you were wondering, the comparison ends there.
Tell me about your family.
Well, my parents came from the Deadfire. I'm getting a taste of my roots.
Maya exhales and glances away.
After they immigrated to Rawatai, their talents caught the Ranganui's eye. He saw them as this spectacle, this achievement of the old country, I guess. So they were honored guests. Not many Huana rose to distinction in Takoa. We were also curiosities. Even as we broke the same bread and tossed back the same wine, the Ranganui's friends always checked under the table to see if I had a tail. Kana thought it was hilarious.
That sounds intolerable.
It was an education in patience. Growing up in the Ranganui's shadow wasn't all bad. We had tutors and advisors at our disposal, and lots of folk from stranger parts than these. I spent my days I won a shooting competition at the Ranganui's estate. This was a few years before enlisting with the Navy. As a reward, he gave me the freedom of the Royal Eyrie and said I could take my pick of the warbirds.
Maya kneels and strokes under Ishiza's beak.
Stink Feathers here kicked a rather pretty hawk off my arm so he could have me all to himself. Been inseparable ever since.
How's a good bird? The bird cocks his head, his eyes reflecting a mixture of friendly recognition and murderous calculation.
Uh-oh. That's his I'm hungry and you're wasting my time face. Better step back, Captain.
Okay. Let's see if we can talk to her.
Here we are again, Watcher. I thought we had seen the last of each other after the Hollowborn crisis. I must admit, accompanying you to Twin Elms worked out well for both of us.
She gives you a rare smile and adjusts the red sash around her breastplate. After a moment, she glances off into the middle distance, and the smile fades with a tick of doubt. Very well indeed. I'm glad to have you at my side again.
Belfetto.
She nods respectfully.
You only have to ask.
What happened with you and Maneha? Pelagina slowly turns her head in your direction, eyebrows raised, inner eyelids nicitating out and back.
Que?
You and Manea, you were together, weren't you?
Manea was a good companion and a skilled warrior, but her imagination got the better of her. It appears to have gotten the better of you as well.
She runs her finger along a wayward feather, pointing in an odd direction from her wrist, pressing it flush against her skin. Can you tell me more about what happened after we defeated Theos?
After we parted ways, I returned to the Republics and reported to the Duke's bells. The trade agreement we brokered with the Unamenfath was quite lucrative for the Republics. The Deerwood was still recovering from Waidwin's legacy and was in no position to compete. The Duke's bells was so pleased with my performance that I was made the personal guard of the Duquess Spirento. Spirento is the most beautiful of all the Republics, and though I should not admit this, I cherish the Duquess above all other Duke's bells. Still, our profit came at the expense of the Deerwood. The fruit of victory was not so sweet, knowing that the Deerwood suffered because of my actions.
What's your opinion on what's happening with Aethys?
Whatever they are up to cannot be good for any of us. At their best, the gods are powerful children. At worst, they are little more than mad beasts taking out their anger on our world. I have little interest in distinguishing which type Aethys is.
She raised the back of her hand up and up, dismissing the thought. How do you like the Deadfire so far?
Where I am assigned is of no concern to me. But I do think the Deadfire can be profitable for the Republics. If the Dukes need me here, I am glad to serve them.
How are you?
Good. I have no concerns, Watcher.
Good. And with that, we will end this episode today. Very interesting. We got to know a lot of new people. We have a new main quest. We got to continue the some sub-stories. Sub-stories, I say. Side quests. And next time I will probably go back to Dario and bring him the Ocarina of Waves, as I call it. But that will be it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a lot and brings more content to you. I will be back with more Pillars of Eternity Deadfire 2. Until next time, have a great time.